So now we're at the final stage in the techniques I want you to learn before we look at the Helpless Airlines application. While this small application is fine, what we really want to do is that we can have the rules table in a separate spreadsheet, so that when the user looks at the application, it is clear where they need to go to get the required information. If you had many customers in the system, then you wouldn't be able to see the table on the same spreadsheet without some difficulty. To overcome this issue, all we need to do is to move the rules table. However, be careful that you use cut and paste and not copy and paste. The latter will create two copies of the table, which will confuse the system. The cut and paste option will ensure that you only have one copy and the integrity of the information will be maintained. So let's move the table to the next spreadsheet and see what happens. Now let's rename the other spreadsheet and call it Customer Information. When you move the table, you may have to reformat it to make it look as you would like it. Color code the tabs. Now check that your system is still working. All that happens when you move the table is that the references to the table are adjusted by Excel to put the name of the spreadsheet in front of the references together with an exclamation mark. Just like this. Now you need to be 100% certain that your formulas are working correctly before you move the table, as otherwise it's quite cumbersome to correct the errors afterwards. And now we're ready to move on to our Helpless Airlines application. This will allow you an opportunity to use the techniques you have learned to date in order to produce an interesting working application. The approach I have taken is that I will introduce the application and its rules, and to get the most out of the approach, you should then attempt to build a system for each rule I introduce. When you think you've got it working correctly, then go to the appropriate video to review the way that I do it. This way, you will build up your experience in a practical manner in your own time.